Tweet it.
I tweeted it.
For just $67.
I got an ad watching my own video.
Goals.
Goals.
The audio's working. I should probably mute my mic.
So far from the ground, but I'm not looking down. Feel the warmth of the breeze rushing over me. Now it's soaring high, reach and touch the sky. We can touch the sky, feel alive. We can fly, we can fly. Touch the sky, feel alive. We can fly.
Happy Friday!
Yay, happy Friday and welcome to the podcast. I feel good. We're back like on a regular schedule here.
Woo! Go
right?
Fridays!
It's been a few Fridays in a row.
Yes, yes.
And this is a good show. We got a lot to talk about today, actually.
We
We're
do.
announcing LDV Sports. We have a guest. Let me shrink this down a little bit. There we go. Isn't that nice?
Shall we introduce our guest?
Bring in our guest,
So excited.
Ana Perez.
Hey.
Well, I called Anna for the first year that we were friends. No, not that. It wasn't that bad. It was at least 3 months, though.
Yeah, about 3 months.
It was about 3 months. It was Anna, because I'm from New Jersey, and that's just how you say it there. And then there was about 3 months where I would say Anna. Your name was Anna for a few months, and now I'm good. But
There was a progression. Yeah.
we are. I was gonna say she's my right hand, but I'm her right hand. We are the founders of Let's Do Video. Yay! Oh. And Anna has an amazing story. Just an amazing story. I don't even know where to begin, but the part that's relevant is she is a world champion powerlifter and just, well known in the community. She's been to the events. I've been to the gym with her. It was a little embarrassing, but
True story.
I
You're
can
gonna have
only picture it.
you're gonna have to put more weight on that, Anna. You have to put more weight on that, Anna. It's gonna feel light because this is what I do. And she's like, no, I want to do what you do. And she puts her foot down on the thing, and just the weight of the muscles on her legs push the weight down without her even doing anything. And she's like, are you kidding me?
It was cute.
Yeah, it was fun. And then we had a protein breakfast, which
Yeah.
went to my favorite breakfast place, and we ordered you get the multi breakfast that has all the things and the eggs and this and the eggs and this. And Anna's like, does it come with eggs? And the lady's like, it comes with a lot of eggs. She's like, could it come with more eggs?
I think I ordered like 2 entrees.
I think you did 2 full entrees.
Yeah.
Both came with eggs, but then more eggs.
Yeah.
And we're eating, we're talking, we're on our phones and everything. And at one point, I just look over, and all the plates were empty. They were just all empty. And she's like, oh my God. So powerlifters, it's one thing I learned. It's not just the gym, it's the food.
Well, you gotta eat. Yeah, you gotta maintain those gains.
Got to maintain the gains.
Yeah. Gain train.
Sounds like Letter Kenny. It's gains, bros.
Gains,
Exactly.
bro.
It's all about the gains. But the relevance of how this comes into the AV world, the video world, the streaming world is like everything else. No one can go to any events. And powerlifting, strength events, and there's different things. Powerlifting is certain lifts and motions, not bench press, whatever they are, the certain...
We bench press.
Oh, you do bench, okay. And the strength competitions, the strongman competitions, that's where you see them with those like the big stones and the big rocks and the cool
The
crazy
logs.
things.
Those are so
Yeah.
fun to watch.
They're
They
awesome.
are.
They're crazy because it's like, I couldn't even
I mean,
attempt to move something like that.
It's literally just watching these dudes just like feats of strength. It's like you don't even know where they get all that strength from and how are they picking up those stones. I mean, there's just so many questions, but they do it and it's awesome to watch.
It's
Yes.
real world. It's real world cartoon superheroes. I mean,
Yes.
from like, I mean,
You're
it's
kind of right.
kinda
That's a
like
good way to
boy-
put it.
feels like a boy perspective, but you know what I mean. They're really
No,
like,
totally.
some of the stuff they do is amazing. And yeah, I would watch it as a kid. There was one guy, I don't remember his name, but he was just so much better than everyone else. There was this one event, they had to hold these heavy things out to their sides, and they're just going like this, and just and this one guy, he was just kind of having a conversation with his coach as he's doing it. He was so strong, he was just casual about it, and when the time is just going on and on, it's just so strong. But anyway, back to our the exciting part for us is, unfortunately, no one can go to any events anymore. No one can travel, and even
Yet.
if they can, even if there's an event near you, they can't let everyone in the gym. There's a limit on how many people could be in the gym at the time, or the event space if it's an outdoor event. You can't have crowds and crowds of people anymore, but everyone still wants to watch it. So what do? And if it's Major League Baseball, yeah, you can bring in $1 million worth of cameras and start streaming and stuff, but not every sport is Major League Baseball. So that's where Let's Do Video Sports is coming in to help, because Anna's been helping me with everything I've been doing with streaming, this show, and we've been having a lot of projects where we're taking what used to be physical events and making them virtual events. And Anna was like, "Why aren't we doing this for strength and powerlifting?" I'm like, "Why aren't
So
we?"
cool.
And Anna started making
Yeah.
some calls, and let me stop
Yeah, I
talking over
mean,
you.
I feel like the biggest what I noticed being in the sport was you'd have these events. I mean, powerlifting is a spectator sport. I mean, it's like we were just talking about, you want to go, you want to see these people do these crazy feats of strength, but it's a lot of fun to watch. But because of COVID and because of everything going on, a lot of people aren't able to do that. So most powerlifting competitions have kind of taken on to live streaming, but the production just really isn't there. It's really mostly just someone setting up their phone and then just streaming onto YouTube. And it's like you kind of miss out on a lot of the cool angles. Like, for example, in powerlifting, one of the things that you're judged on is the depth of your squat. So it's really hard when someone sets up an iPhone and they just stream it to YouTube from a front angle. You can't really see. So like the number one thing people always complain about in the chat, they're like, this stream sucks. You can't even tell, was that deep? So that's what ends up happening. So, when all this kind of came into play, I started thinking about that and telling David about it. I was like, we need to make this an event where you feel like you're there. So that's even down to the camera angles that we're using. It's innovative stuff, and we're literally changing the sport, because all those angles that you would see in person, all those views, we're putting all that together. It's not just a front facing camera. We're going to be switching around all the scenes. You can see from the judge's perspective, you can see a wide view of the room, you can see the depth of the squat. I mean, we came up with our coin term, the depth cam. So we're releasing that
Depth
for
cam.
a big event that's coming at the end in September. We're using our depth cam that no one has ever done before in virtual events for powerlifting.
That's so
Like
cool.
here we have the kitty cam. For the power events, we're gonna have the death cam. And it was so much fun to
Yeah.
work on this with Anna, because I was just like, okay, just imagine yourself as someone who because I don't know the sport. I know the sport as much as you know the sport. We all watch it because it's so cool to watch whenever it comes up on TV. But I don't know the names. I don't know the I don't know the events. I don't know the different lifts and stuff. And I don't know what you would want to see. So I'm like, imagine you're just watching the best stream ever. What would you want to see? Like, well, and Anna will be like, well, it'd be great if we could have the depth cam here and have a commentator view here, and then have it switch to have the full view here. Like,
Hmm.
I'm like taking notes. I'm like, I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. And we just started building our scenes in OBS to try to match up whatever it could be. And it's just getting more and more involved. We started off thinking, okay, we'll plug in a couple webcams, USB webcams, and have a couple angles. But we realized we want this to be next level. And you can only put so many webcams into the USB buses on even a good laptop or a good computer. It's like, hey, too much. People say don't take a USB extender and plug a bunch of stuff into it. There's only so much data that can come through. We want you to use high definition cameras. We have a lot of data. So we're getting video switchers. So we're going to plug up to, in one of the events, up to 7 cameras through HDMI, 4K, recording the isolated feeds of each one, and then going into OBS so we can do all the stuff we're talking about, the depth cam and switching to the commentator cam and the multi-view, have 6 views up at once, and all this stuff. So it's getting so much. Okay, I should
It's
say
very elaborate.
I was gonna say so much fun, but I mean it's so much hard work, right? It's so much.
There's a lot of attention to detail that is going into this. But I mean, honestly, what happened was how we got into this whole thing was a buddy of mine is running the biggest powerlifting event at the end of towards the end of the year. It's called the Showdown Powerlifting Meet. And that's happening in September 25th through September 26th. So last year, I sponsored the event by doing the website and helping them out with all of their the backdrop banner and doing a lot of the graphic design for the event. So we kind of developed a really great working relationship. The organizer of that event, Luke Wright, he's an amazing guy. And over the last year, we've just kind of brainstorming about how to make the next event better. And one of the pain points he had last year was, I wasn't able to physically attend the event last year, but one of the pain points I noticed was the live stream there were a lot of issues. There's issues with the sound. There's issues with like the spotters standing next to the lifters getting in the way of the camera. Nobody was really doing anything about it. So it's like most of the people were saying that the stream was, not really all that great. So he wanted to up his game for this coming event. And he told me he was planning on, getting some cameras, and he wanted to kind of step it up a little bit. So it's like a light bulb went off in my head. I never thought to even mention this last year. It just didn't really cross my mind. But I feel like with everything that LDV has been doing with, OBS and just, David is just like a wizard with everything. So I'm like thinking, how can we, how can the LDV wizardry somehow merge with powerlifting? Like, I feel like we can really do something here. So I had just suggested it to Luke, and I was like, what if instead of you spending all that money on those cameras,
just to interrupt just for a second, but I want to hear the rest of it. Speaking of wizardry, one of the things we want to do with this, we want to make it as much as like people are there as possible. And the event right now, it feels like someone is holding up oh my God, my hand got huge. It feels like someone's holding, did you hear what I just said?
One.
You said
Huge.
Inconceivable!
the huge counter. So, I forgot what I was talking about.
wow.
Sorry. We're gonna keep track of how many times I say that. My face is getting so red. We want people to feel like they're there. We don't want you to feel like you're watching on someone's iPhone. That's what it really feels like. And that's something we want to do here. Let's bring Ana out of the studio. Let's all hang out together, right? Let's hang out at the pub.
Oh, it's about time.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, I was like, I'm like, I don't want to mansplain. I don't want to interrupt Ana. I don't want to interrupt Ana. I'm like, but I got to get out of that studio, and this is so much better.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
get me out of
Friday.
that box.
Please continue from where you left off.
I don't even know where I left off. Help me.
Oh,
What was I
you were
saying?
meeting with Luke, was it?
Yep, that happened. I met with Luke. We talked about.
And you're talking about how you were talking about how, hey, we're looking at how the events, everyone's stuck watching them online, but oh my gosh, they're so lame.
Thank you. Yes. So I said to him, instead of you just spending that money on those cameras, you still have a missing piece here. Where's the production? You're just going to have nicer cameras, but you're going to run into the same problem. So why don't we join forces? Like, I think that we can really help you out with your live stream and do something that nobody in the sport is doing. And it's like, this event has the biggest roster of all the best athletes in the world currently right now are competing on the same platform, going head to head. I mean, this is going to be, it's like the Super Bowl of powerlifting. It's crazy. So why we should have the Super Bowl of live streaming. Like, we should have the best live streaming anyone has ever seen. And that's pretty much what happened. So we just sort of ran with that idea. I had, I was blowing up David's DMs. I was like, we need to meet right now. I'm like, I have this crazy idea. And we just started talking about it, and somehow that evolved. And next thing you know, we put together a demo, and now we have, we're working with Core Sports World, and they have their own platform where they broadcast sporting events, and their partner is ESPN. So it was a really cool,
you guys are
opportunity.
Like
it just happened. We just like became the shit. Like, yeah,
That's
totally
awesome.
Yeah,
we're
so
totally working
completely,
with ESPN. I mean,
completely, like, yeah, just not a big deal. I mean, it's just very casual, at ESPN. Don't worry about it, So it just kind of happened. But this is the kind of stuff that is, innovative and groundbreaking in the sport, because the main thing for powerlifting has, never really been in the spotlight like this. And I feel like that the production that we're putting together has now gotten the attention of ESPN. Cool. And I feel like this coming year, and definitely into next year, we're going to be doing even bigger things with our production. And who knows where we're going with this, but it's going to be awesome.
I'm excited.
That's so cool. Good job, you guys.
Yeah, and it's happening fast
Thanks.
too.
It's
And
happening really fast.
Let us know. Let us all know when you actually are streaming this and stuff, so that everyone can watch it.
So here's the thing: is the event that I'm talking about right now is happening September 25th through 26th. So we have a little bit of time for that. We'll definitely be announcing that. But we
Okay.
randomly, by the same people, Core Sports World, and their partnership with ESPN, they're doing something with the strongman sport. So strongman is a little bit more on the up and up compared to powerlifting. If you go to the Arnold Sports Festival, strongman is a huge event. Eddie Hall has one of the biggest deadlifts in the world. Thor, from what the heck is that show? Crap, can't remember the name of the show.
The Game of Thrones guy,
Like-
the mountain guy.
Yeah, him. Thank
He's
you.
Game of
awesome.
Thrones?
Yeah, he's a strongman
The
competitor.
big strong
Oh, I
guy.
didn't know
Mountain.
that.
The big strong guy in
Yes.
Game of Thrones is the strongest guy in the world for real.
No
Yes.
way.
Yes.
Wait.
Okay. There's this. There's this thing in like Ireland somewhere that hasn't been lifted for like 2,000 years, and the story about the last guy who lifted, they think they made it up. Like it just has, and he walked up and he lifted it. Like he's like
Yeah.
he's a legend. He's incredible.
Yeah, so Thor is an actual strongman competitor. So he's not just he doesn't play one on TV as the Mountain. He really is a strongman competitor. So this
That's
is the
so
sport.
cool.
Yeah, and so we are producing an event down in South Carolina at the end of this month. So
Fun.
because of our relationship with the Showdown meet, it just kind of opened the door for other opportunities. So now there's a strongman event. It's the same, a lot of the same organizers are involved. So they said, hey, you're partnering with the Showdown. Why don't we partner to do these events? And there's going to be a series of events that are occurring throughout the year. But this is event number one. It kind of got dropped on us very sudden. So
We
we
got
don't have a
this.
lot of time. Yeah, we don't have a lot of time to prep for it, but we totally got this. We're like way ahead of schedule. We've already had a couple meetings. Like we're good to go. So all
If
we need to
anybody
do is
can do it, it's
execute.
you guys.
We got this.
Yeah, I mean, we feel really confident about it, but it's exciting because we weren't expecting to do anything until September, but here we are. So
All right. Well, I have bad news and good news. The bad news is we're getting cut off here. They think we drank too much, but the good news is I know another bar.
Oh, the dive bar.
my favorite.
Isn't this
Bar
good?
hopping.
Yeah, we're
I
bar
think-
hopping.
But next Friday, we need to actually have cocktails.
Yeah, I can bring some in.
Because, I mean,
I had a
coffee's okay, but
Yeah. Cheers.
salud.
These guys need to sponsor me. I love this stuff.
You do need to get sponsored by them. You're
They
always
need to
drinking that
sponsor- I
stuff.
love
It's
this
good.
stuff. It's just water.
My favorite's the pomegranate one. I like the pomegranate.
There's no sugar in it,
There's
right?
no sugar in it. That's why I like it, because sugar is bad. So, I just had an
Bad
idea.
sugar.
I'm
What?
always saying that I'm terrible at Instagram. I don't know what to do on Instagram, and Instagram is the biggest thing. It's 10 million times the size of Twitter. We need to Instagram. If there's any gearheads out there, we got to buy all this amazing gear to build these kits for these events. So, and Anna's got the best stuff. She's got the big video switcher and stuff. So when we unbox them, we'll take pictures and put them on Instagram. Where are we on Instagram? LDV Rocks.
LDV rocks.
LDV
like it.
Rocks on Instagram.
Well, what you guys are putting together is totally like kittable for other people too, if they want to produce events. And it's not super expensive.
Yeah, ideally, the way we want it to work is, and we are bringing a tech who's going to run the battle station. We're calling it the battle station with all the switchers and everything. But what I've learned from the last 4 years of streaming or 5 years of streaming is it's you can automate a lot of this, and the more you can automate, the better off you are. And I love using, just like every other streamer, everyone loves this thing, a little stream deck. We might have should have got the big stream deck. There's a bigger one with more buttons on it, but this button is a folder. You can make a button that's a folder. There's more, so there's infinite buttons, but it's But we're gonna set it up with this. We're using all this software to automate it all, so that when we press a button, it will switch to the right camera, and at the same exact time switch to the right scene in OBS. So ideally, the operator is going to have the easiest job ever. The operator, he or she's not going to have to be clicking this in this software and that software and switching cameras and all this other stuff. It'll just be the stream deck. Just, oh, something's happening on stage one, switch to stage one. Oh, the commentator's talking, bring up the commentator pit. So it'll be a kit.
What kind of cameras
Yeah.
did you guys get?
We got
We got some like what are the cameras? They're like these HDMI ones that we found pretty decent price, and the quality is we tested them out. They're really good.
Makosi.
Makosi.
But yeah, what we liked about them is they have these three lenses because we're not sure if we're going to want a wide view or a narrow view, or if we're going to want to focus on what's close or focus on what's far. And this has their physical adjustments as opposed to digital, so the quality will be good if we, so we could use one for a wide shot, use one for a narrow shot, and just use the same cameras for all of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
And they'll stream in 1080, so it'll be really nice quality. Yeah. Also, the other thing about this event is we don't just have those HDMI cameras. We actually have 2 videographers that will be on site that are actually going to do like roaming camera footage. So
Cool.
so at the battle station, our tech will be switching between the static cameras that are set up at all the different spots during the event, but also the roaming camera. So you're going to have someone, and our videographers the videographers are bringing their own camera. So it's, whatever their nice, high tech Sony cameras, whatever, they're going to be right in front of these guys, capturing, sweat dripping off their face and just like all the emotion after, completing a lift, whatever it is, or winning their event, they're going to be right there in their face. So that's going to
so
be really cool.
cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I think it's it's a model for other sports. I think there's a lot of other sports that aren't the NFL or Major League Baseball, but have a huge fan base and a lot of interest.
2.
Two?
You said huge again.
I gotta go. You're good. I didn't even catch that.
Inconceivable!
Oh man.
Back to the bar.
Get back. Let's go back.
I don't have it set up to work in the bar.
Sorry.
I say it several times a stream.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I have little ticks too.
That's funny. All right, so we were saying this could be a model for other events. There are other sports that aren't as sizable as Major League Football and baseball, but still have a very large, a very large fan base. So we're hoping both of you. But we're hoping that we'll learn a lot from these events and be able to do more than sports. This really isn't just a powerlifting or strength thing. It's a streaming thing. It's a live event streaming thing.
Yeah. Right now, our focus, Avi, is the sports angle because of everything that's going on right now. But like David said, this is just kind of setting it up to show what's really possible. And so really, if you can imagine it, we can make it happen. So it doesn't have to be sports. It could be any sort of event that you would want streamed, and we can make it so it's interactive. You feel like you're there. I just feel like that is really, really important, especially now that people are just not going out to these events, and it's a little harder to do that kind of stuff. So we want to make it a really great experience where people aren't just bored watching a camera and then they click away. I mean, we're going to show the scoreboard, we're going to show the name of the athletes. So it's going to be a full-on production.
It's surprising that they didn't have anything set up like that. Isn't it kind of, or
this is really new. It's before even before like last year, I would say some of the things I'm using, some of the mixers using, they didn't exist last year. This really is some new stuff, and OBS is a relatively new software, especially the newer, more stable versions with the plugins and the capabilities that it has. OBS 3 or 4 years ago was still a little sketchy. So to do it, I think what they would have to do is they'd have to call Hollywood. I don't know the broadcast TV world, but I think they'd have to call TV producers and say, oh, we want to have those guys who, with the TV cameras, like you see at golf and stuff, or at the baseball stadium, have some of those guys and the mixer. They bring in trucks and stuff. I think you're talking about $250,000. I mean, I don't know, I'm making up numbers, but isn't that?
Yeah. I mean, and so that's the thing is like what we're doing is, this technology is available to anyone. You don't have to be a Hollywood, production studio to have
Cool.
access to this kind of stuff. So this is opening the door for really any individual, any business, any event to do exactly what we're doing. And I mean, we're making strides here. So I mean, our goal is to be able to teach this to other businesses or individuals that want to do the same thing we're doing. And so that's, it's pretty much what we're doing right now is, setting up kits for people. So it's like we'll program the whole thing for you, and it's more of like a done for you service, and we'll just
Do it yourself.
hand it over to them. Yeah, and they want to go and do their own, plug and play and do their own events, they can, so it's like
But
this
if they
is
want it to be amazing, they really should bring us in to do the whole thing.
they should totally
Yeah.
bring us in. But
Yeah,
For real.
because we've been doing
we-
this for well, the at least the OBS side. I've been doing this for 5 years. I'm coming up with tricks that you can learn OBS. You could totally learn OBS, and we can give you a kit and you can press the buttons. But if you bring us in, we could bring it to that next level. And our goal is we've been watching TV our whole lives, so we know what TV looks like. We want it to look like TV. We don't want it to
Right.
look like a cheesy YouTube thing.
Yeah.
For our stream, we're playing around, we're having some fun. But for these sort of events, we wanted to make it look like broadcast TV. So your options used to be someone with a webcam, looking like someone with an iPhone, or
Yep.
spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. And now you could spend not hundreds of thousands of dollars and have us and get
can.
similar results.
Yeah, and the thing
I
too
dig it.
is you're not locked into just like whatever we set up for the OBS layouts at live right there on the event. If we needed to change something on the fly, we can. So I mean, that's the other cool part about it, is that you're not just locked into some kind of template. Like a lot of it, we can actually make some custom things right there on the fly. So if something doesn't look good when we get there, we can easily change that up. So
oh,
Awesome.
move me to the middle, to the left. right as we're live, we could do whatever we want. Oh, I don't want to be in the middle though. I'm not important.
Why not? Don't put me in the middle.
I'm the monkey. I should be in the middle. Wasn't that a thing?
Yes, it is.
And
Nerd.
another thing I'm thinking is when we go back to in-person events, I think there's going to be a larger hybrid element. I think, Infocom's going to happen, Enterprise Connect is going to happen, but I think a lot more people are going to say, I attended a lot of events virtually last year. I'm going to skip the flight. I'm going to do Enterprise Connect virtual. And I think it has to be better than it's been. It's always been hybrid. There's always been some videos on the website, but they need more than videos on the website. They really need this kind of production, especially in our
Right.
industry. So
I know our industry sucks so bad at it.
yeah. So I'm hoping that people who are next year thinking, okay, we're done with being online. Now we're going back to having in-person events will say to themselves, hold on, we have to it has to be hybrid and it has to be next level, and we should talk to Let's Do Video about the streaming aspect of our physical events.
Agreed.
Yeah.
We need an excuse, and it was a long stream, but we need an excuse now to the fun scene that we're all excited to go to. I need a transition. How do we get there? Anyone have any music news they want to talk about? Casually said.
I mean, I just kind of feel like we're basically rock stars right
Yeah.
now, aren't we?
Totally
Like,
rock stars.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
and
feel like
We're more than a team. We're a crew.
we're a crew. We're a motley crew.
A motley crew.
And he's just like this in the picture. I gotta get it right there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So if anyone's still watching, or if anyone's watching this on a replay, we were just playing around with OBS, and we're like, okay, well, I don't know what to do with this, but we have it here, so we'll use it for something someday. And we're all like, no, we have to use it
Screenshot
today. We have to use it
Today.
today.
LDV rocks, right? So
LDV
yeah,
rocks.
we're rock stars.
LDV rocks on Instagram. And by the way, I want to pat myself on the back. This is like what our 10th, 15th, 20th stream. It's been a bunch. I have
What?
not played guitar on stream yet.
That's cray.
That I'm so proud of myself because I am such a show off. I'm such a diva. I'm so tempted. I'm like, I'm gonna be good. No guitar.
Diva.
Well, you're gonna have to break out the guitar, maybe have like a milestone live stream podcasts are like, okay, it's our 25th episode. I'm gonna play guitar for you now.
Yes,
Just like
please.
one riff. I can play some Motley Crue. What's your favorite Motley Crue song?
Oh man, I like so many.
I don't even know if I know the names of any of them.
You just know them when you hear them. Like goody
I like
two-shoes.
Kickstart My Heart. Kickstart My
Yes.
Heart is good. Yeah.
Kickstart my heart. That's not the way it goes, is it?
Whoa, yeah.
Yeah.
Baby.
It's just like that.
Like that.
And it was, you know, the story behind that. It was this guy, the one that I'm being. He was in New Orleans and he OD'd, and he was in the ambulance, and they give him, you know, they get that shot like in Pulp Fiction, that big huge
Yeah, like
needle,
right in the heart.
the big
Yeah.
huge needle. They gave him one of those, and it didn't work, and he was still dead, and it's like that's it, right? But the paramedic was a huge Motley Crue fan, and he's like, "No way,
3.
no, oh." All right, I'll finish the story, then I'll go back to it. He's like, no way is Nikki Sixx dying in my ambulance. So he gave him a second one, which you're not supposed to do, and it brought him out.
That's amazing.
Whoa,
Crazy.
yeah. Kickstart my heart.
Kickstart My Heart.
Kickstart my heart.
So wait, I gotta go.
Sorry.
Inconceivable!
I'll learn someday.
I like it.
So anything else we need to talk about on today's stream?
I don't think so. That was pretty dang good. I hope everybody gives us a call to ask about the cool stuff that you guys are doing. I'm just excited to be able to watch it because I love that
Yeah.
stuff.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. And I think each event will get better as because this is so new.
Yeah, I mean, we're in it. We're just evolving as all this technology and all the cool things we can do with live streaming evolves. We're right in there with it. So I'm sure things will change from here till this time next year. I'm sure we'll be doing things a lot differently and cooler.
Woo.
All right, so I think that's good. So with that, let's go to our. This is where Kelly goes, "Oh no, I didn't think of a final thought."
Oh no, I didn't think of a final thought.
Deep thoughts.
Deep thoughts. Oh crap, it's me today, isn't it? Deep thoughts with Kelly. Maybe we just do a little bit of silence for DMX today. How does that
Oh.
sound?
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, thank you all for watching, and we will be back next Friday, same time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.